Tonight, the battle is on.
You will nominate someone to receive weight on their barbell.
As the chance to get back in the house
Those who can handle the weight on their shoulders will survive.
means everyone's fair game.
We're ready to stab each other in the back.
This game was ruthless.
But will just one person
I'll go Cozzy.
Is it just me that's getting targeted here?
have the weight of the world on his shoulders?
Game over, Red Rover.
Walking into the lounge room today, we knew the contestants had been to temptation. We're not sure what the temptation was, but one thing we're sure of, that the outcome would give someone a massive advantage.
The deal was that the 4 originals, the 4 that were left, they had to participate in the temptation.
The 4 remaining contestants in the black shirts had to sit in this room. The rest of us went to another room where they could view them on a TV screen. But there were 4 dishes, so we got to choose which contestant
Got which meal.
got which meal.
If you had the least calories in that round, then you were eliminated. So it was a knockout competition.
The winner would get a 1 kilo weight advantage at the next weigh-in.
At this stage of the game, temptation can mean life or death.
So the returned contestants decided in round 1 that Gary got to get 1,000 calories.
A deep fried Mars bar.
Gross.
Oh, Gary, no, tell me this is so...
That's hard to tackle on a plate.
It was, Gary.
I don't know, because I didn't eat it. I knocked myself. Why is everyone shocked that
I think the trainers were as surprised as the eliminated 12 that Gary actually didn't eat.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Oh, sweet mother.
it was a good feeling telling Michelle that I didn't take up temptation. Every time temptation gets brought up, she thinks that I've eaten thousands and thousands of calories. So for me to sit up there and say I had 0 calories was just wonderful.
KB got the deep fried Mars bar and she ate that as well.
How was your guts?
It was disgusting.
Was it disgusting?
I was going to throw up.
Ah. Of everyone in the house, Kirsten has been the strictest on her food and her nutrition. She's hardly ever taken part in temptation, and I know she would have been loathing having to eat a deep-fried chocolate bar.
So then what?
So it came down to Sammy and I.
Sammy got deep fried Mars bar and KB the sausage roll.
So we made a deal. If I don't eat and you don't eat, we just leave it up to them.
It was voted on and decided that that Sammy was a little bit up and down, but he was always in there having a go, so we decided to give him the kilo advantage.
Now, in the next weigh-in, that's worth its weight in gold. The fact that they gave it to Sammy, I thought, wow, this guy's already got a lot going for him. Now he's got a 1 kilogram advantage. There's no way he'll be going home anytime soon. All right, black shirts, let's go. We're outside.
3 out of the 4 finalists had taken temptation, and it was time to go and knock those calories off them. 10 seconds there, girls. Go, boys, that's it, good. Today's training was about establishing brand new benchmarks. It was all about super high-intensity interval training. 4, 3, 2. Okay, right.
We've worked hard to be in the position that we're at and to not let the eliminated contestants throw us off the rails. We need to be more determined than ever, and we need to fight for our spots.
Future looks bright, guys. Chins up, chest up. Gary's transformation has just accelerated in the last couple of weeks, and I think it's just a product of everything he's been through. His time away facing his fear in Hawaii, now coming back here and having the eliminated contestants trying to take what's rightfully his, has taken him to a whole new level. What's the fastest you run, mate?
Probably about 12. Probably pushing to 13.
Up until today, Gary perceived his physical limit of being able to run at 13 kilometres an hour. Oh no, brother. I can see so much more in you. What's your world record?
I think 13.
Oh, well, let's go world record for 5. We're halfway through, mate. Gonna smash this today. That's the boy. Set him up, chin up, chest up. Gary's grossly underestimated just how fast he can go. I started to speed the treadmill up. 16.
Why not?
17.
And a half.
Ah, yeah. All right, we're past halfway. I'm taking you to 18, mate. Got it?
Yep.
There's 19. That was Gary's best by miles. 5. get off there! I looked at him and said, do you realise the fastest that treadmill goes is 20 kilometres an hour? Do you think you can do it? Straight away, put me back on there, I can do it.
For me, I need to be on top of the game. I need to be sharp. You know, I'm here to stay. I want to make the final, and there's nothing going to get in my way.
Let's go. Okay, I'll take you up. You get your chin up, your chest up, run straight in. We've got a 30-second from now at 20. Good boy. Yes, you can. Show them what it takes to be final four without a break, without going home.
The thought process in my head was just amazing. It was like, oh my God, I'm doing this. I'm running at 20 k's an hour. I didn't want to fall off the treadmill, so I had to run for my life, and run for my life I did.
The man that can believe in himself for 10. Yes, I can. 5, 4, 3, 2, get off there. Woo! That's power, bro.
I just couldn't believe I did it, and I just feel absolutely fantastic.
It was awe-inspiring for me as a trainer to sit back and realise the power of exercise. Gary came to this show an emotional cripple, and physically he was wrecked. To see his fortitude and the empowerment that he had running on the treadmill today, I realised never underestimate the power of exercise and positive thinking.
As we swapped over, Alison and I hit the treadmills. I was thinking, well, I've got a bit of a bar to reach now. Once I knew Gary had achieved it, I definitely had to get to 20. I want to get 20.
Hang on, I know you do. There was no way I was going to get her out of that room without her having clocked that treadmill. 10 down, 20 to go. Good girl.
It does make you feel good. It makes you feel that you really achieved something.
This is why you guys are here. 10 seconds, go, I've got ya. Push, push now. 5, 4, 3, 2. I have never, in 17 years of personal training, had one of my clients that's a female go at 20 k's an hour on the treadmill. It's the first time I've ever seen it. This was a day of firsts, a magic day of personal benchmarks. I wanted to make sure the final four are now empowered, they're focused, and every one of them is determined to bring this thing home.
Still to come, the fight to get back in the game begins when the eliminated face off in a weighty challenge.
There's 2 spots up for grabs, and God knows I want one of them.
At the beginning of the training session today, I wanted to remind all the eliminated contestants that whether or not they earn a spot back in the house, every single training session must count, and training starts now. Welcome back to the White House.
I don't know what we have to confront to get one of those 2 spots. You cannot predict what's about to happen. The best thing to do is to control what you can control, and that's your exercise.
Go, Shawnee. Beautiful, all right. I thought, let's put together a good basketball training session just to have fun and keep training at the same time.
Mama Carl.
Score a couple of goals. Cozzy gets a couple.
Oh, okay, I'm going to get in here and help out.
Monica gets a couple.
Monica had actually said to me she'd never played before, ever. So I'm like, be careful in there.
I shot 2 goals and I'm feeling pretty good. Rachel threw a ball at my back. As soon as the ball hit me, I just dropped and just cried. I knew something, pretty serious had happened because of the amount of pain that I was in.
She's gone down like a sack of spuds. There's drama and there's crying, and we're sort of just standing around going, what the freaking hell's going on?
It just hit her. She just couldn't bend. She couldn't move. And she just became really, really emotional. And I tell you, Rachel couldn't stop apologising afterwards because she just didn't know.
Sorry, Mom. People didn't realise it's actually going from all the way down the top of her neck, all the way down her, to her bottom of her bum. She was really that sore.
I think we'll call it a day.
I think you're playing basketball with a group of people that are here to compete for 2 positions in a house. It's going to get violent.
Walked out the front, and it's challenge day. So far, the 12 eliminated contestants haven't really had a chance to win a spot back in the house, so I'm really keen to see how we go.
What we saw on the front lawn was unbelievable. Talking about maybe over a ton of weight sitting in the middle of the yard with kind of like dumbbells on sandstone blocks spread in a semicircle. I don't know what it is, but it looks bloody tough.
As we walked out, all the eliminated contestants were lined up with weights in front of them. And there was also Shannan and Michelle standing next to AJ. So we knew we were going to be in for quite an interesting day.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, AJ.
Today's challenge is your first opportunity to secure yourself a place back in the game. However, Monica will not be competing. This means your chance to get back into the competition is now officially over.
After the basketball incident, the medic said that it would be best if I sat out because it would put too much stress on my back, and that was it for me.
No questions, I want to win. That's one less I have to compete against. I feel for her, but too bad.
Only 6 of you will survive this challenge.
I'm pretty confident that I will definitely be able to outlast the other people. As long as myself and Michelle are in that group, I'm happy.
But it's those who can best handle the weight on their shoulders that will survive. As we play, Stacks On. Here's how today's challenge will work. Positioned in a semicircle, the 11 of you will stand on the blocks in front of you, holding a barbell across your shoulders. One at a time, you will each nominate someone within the group to receive weight plates on their barbell.
Sounds easy, but the trouble for me is that I'm seen as a threat and these clowns are going to target me with extra weight. How much weight can I put up with? I don't know.
These weights will be stacked on in 10-kilogram increments by your trainers Shannan and Michelle.
Our job today was to stack the weights on. We were going to be the postman that delivered the load.
The first 5 people to step or fall off their block or to drop their weights will be eliminated not only from the challenge, but from the competition, and will miss out on the chance to return as an official contender for the Biggest Loser title.
This is about just staying the course and toughing it out. When everybody else crashes out around you, the people who are most focused and most determined will be left standing.
For the 6 contestants who make it through today, there is one final hurdle to overcome in your quest to re-enter the competition. And your trainers Shannan and Michelle will play an instrumental role. They will choose just 2 people each to join them in forming a special trio who will go on to compete in the mother of all challenges, the Super Challenge.
What the hell is this Super Challenge? We did the one in Hawaii and that almost killed me. Now there's one that's even harder?
This means that 2 of the final 6 contestants will not be selected by Shannan and Michelle. You want to be selected today because at the Super Challenge, the final 2 spots in this competition will be won.
There's 2 spots up for grabs to get back into the White House for real, and God knows I want one of them.
Coming up, it's a fight for survival.
I'm going to need much weight for this to really start hurting.
That will see 6 cut loose from the game.
Today's challenge is your first opportunity to secure yourself a place back in the game.
6 people would be getting through today and 5 would be eliminated. I was just hoping that I was going to be one of those 6 people that was staying.
Contestants, it's time to place your barbells on your shoulders and step up onto your blocks.
I leant over to pick up my bar. The hardest thing was to actually hold it up, you know, using these muscles in here, which I hadn't really factored in. You're not going to need much weight for this to really start hurting.
Today's challenge was going to be one of pure guts and determination. The contestants were going to stand there eye to eye and decide who they were going to give their 10-kilo present to. 5 kilos each side.
We'll be going from left to right, so that means Michael, You'll be kicking off today's proceedings. Who are you going to offload your 10 kilos to?
I give my 10 kilos to Rachel.
Thanks, Mikey.
I was a little bit shocked, but then at the same time, Rach keeps going on about how many weights she's been doing since she got eliminated from the house, and she's been a weightlifter in the past, so it just kind of makes sense to give her the weights, the things she loves.
Cozzy, you're next.
For me, this is a really tough one. I don't want to make any groups of people upset or more likely to put weight onto me. So I want to pick somebody that is maybe the least liked, that nobody's going to jump to the defence of. That is why I chose Michelle.
I thought, well, that's actually quite a good choice. But why you wouldn't go Bryce or Sean to start with to really sort of, you know, get into your competition, I have no idea.
Michelle, who are you giving 10 kilos to?
Nicole. Nicole has been saying since the beginning of the competition that she's a very strong person and she's only got a couple of people standing in her way of winning this competition. So I thought, right, well, this is the time to prove just how strong you are.
Rachel, perhaps it's time for some payback, or not? Who are you giving 10 kilos to?
I choose Nicole. You know, I want her to drop it. She thinks she really wants to get back in the house, and I just don't think she deserves it. So I was there to stop it.
Already this thing's turning out to be a bit of a popularity contest. Nicole's bagged 2 out of 3 of the weight penalties, and she's struggling. But the biggest thing is, mentally, to get 2 so quickly, that's going to hurt her. And that's when I started to think, OK, she might drop off pretty quickly.
Nicola, your turn.
I'll go Carrie Ann.
Yeah, it was definitely pick on the twins day today.
Sheridan, who will it be?
I'm going to give the girls a break and give Cozzy some.
Cozzy, 10 for you.
Now, after 6 players had already made their choices, and we finally get one girl who's got her head screwed on right. She chooses the biggest opposition. So it was like, yay, from the final 4. We couldn't believe it took that long.
I labelled her the most annoying person in Australia. I think I speak on behalf of Australia when I say the most annoying person is Sheridan. And is it a real surprise that Sheridan should give me the 10 kilos that she can dish out? Not really.
Bryce, who are you giving 10 kilos to?
I'll give my 10 bangers to Nicole.
She had 30 kilos popped on her, bang, 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 one after each other, and I could tell how pissed off Nicole was.
All right, that's now 30 kilos for you, Nicole.
At this point, it's, you know, I'm starting to really, really struggle to focus.
Sean, who's it going to be?
Rachel basically had made it very, very clear from the outset she didn't even want to be there. I'd made it clear that I did want to be there. So I thought, hey, she can have the weight. She can pull out any time she likes.
Debbie?
I'm going to give mine to Cozzy.
Cozzy, another 10 kilos for you then.
So I was very happy to see that Debbie was using her brain. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be targeting your major people.
Nicole, time to give some back. Who's your 10 kilos going to?
Cozzy. I was trying to play this game strategically. Cozzy was my #1 threat. Cozzy's everyone's threat. He's the fittest person standing in that line. Why wouldn't you want to get rid of him? AJ was speaking to her, so Nicole looked up at AJ and completely lost her balance, and the weights just fell down.
You know, you could tell that she had lost her balance. She definitely didn't just throw the towel in.
Old bloody Matron Sloane's fallen off the perch, and that makes me pretty happy.
I want this so much.
I was so annoyed at myself. I was really, really pissed off.
I mean, Nicole was absolutely gutted. She was really determined to get back in this competition, and yeah, because of a little stumble, a little bit of a mistake, she's now out of the running. I don't know what they're doing.
It was so hard to remain focused after Nicole had dropped the weight. I contemplated at a point dropping my bar and seeing she was all right, but if I do that, it means that both of us have failed and that we wanted one of us to get back in. One twin down, still had another one up there, so I was just hoping that everyone could put their anger towards me and leave Carrie-Anne out of this. I was just really hoping that one of us could get through.
I've got 30 kilos on my back. I can start to feel it in my knees. I feel like the weight is starting to become a problem. But as I look around, Michael next to me, no weight. Bryce, a massive threat, no weight. Sean lost a huge amount of weight, no weight. Is it just me that's getting targeted here?
It blew me away. It was like no one was thinking. No one was playing strategically.
It's time for round 2 to begin. Michael, who will it be?
Bryce.
All right, Bryce, it's time to join the game. You've got 10 kilos.
Give it back to me, mate, though. I'm ready.
Sweet, no dramas at all. It's a competition to put weight on other people. It's going to happen. No problemo.
Cozzy, you've got 10. Who's it going to be?
I'll go Deb this time. Deb's next on my hit list. She's a little bit older and she's very weak-minded. She gives up very easily. To me, that's the opportunity to go, right, throw some her way.
Michelle, who's it going to be?
Old mate Cozzy.
I was just being targeted. It was like this challenge was written to get rid of me.
I could see this look of just sheer guts and determination. I think Cozzy just wanted to thumb his nose to everybody who'd put weight on him.
Rachel was up next and I had told her, Rachel, Sean, yes, the bloke's got an injury, but yes, he's lost a lot of weight. Let's get rid of him.
Rachel, your turn.
I'll go Shawnee boy. Giving Sean the weight was a payback, and also because I knew they're going to target Cozzy. I think just keep loading their bar until the people that keep loading his go.
Nicola, who's your pick?
It's only fair that Sheridan joins the rest of us.
This is what I've always wanted, 10 kilos.
Who's your weight going to?
I'll give mine to... Oh, it's so tempting. I'll go Cozzy.
It's another 10 for you, Cozzy.
She handballs me another 10-kilo penalty. That means that Sheridan alone has now given me 20 kilos on my back.
Fire up, mate, fire up. Fire up.
I got it mentally, mate.
Good boy. That's it.
Cozzy getting the amount of weight that he did was a two-part thing. One, the fact that he is incredibly fit and has done incredibly well in the competition.
Brace, Coz.
The second part, I think, is very much personal. He has screwed over anyone where he can, whenever he can. That's what came round and really got him today.
Bryce, who's your weight going to?
Mikey.
It's about time you joined us.
Sean.
Cozzy.
I swear he had a poker face. I didn't see any weakness there, you know? It's very surprising.
It's your abs.
Set, Mish.
You show what sort of athlete you are, mate.
That's more than Gary's lost.
You just show it.
Deb, who's your weight going to?
My mate Cozzy.
It's not funny anymore. Every time someone gives you another 10, it just feels like another dagger in your back.
Even?
I just started to think about, you know, the missus and the kid, and I just didn't want them to see me fail under these circumstances.
I've trained you, mate. I know what you can do. Screw 'em. You just get in there and go hard.
They're going to have to put 200 kilos on his back to try and get him to stand down. I knew that they were not going to break him.
Carrie-Anne, who's your weight going to?
Rachel. And everyone wanted me to drop, but, you know, I have my reasons for staying there.
Cozzy basically wanted Rachel to stick around for her allocation of weights. The longer Rachel stayed around, the better it was for Cozzy.
At the end of round 2, my back was already hurting and I only had 10 kilos on my barbell. I have really felt for Cozzy, who had 70 kilos. You could just tell that everyone wanted Cozzy out.
First one to get out in round 3 was Debbie.
That's all right. Don't worry about putting it on, I'm dropping. Take it.
Michael chucked a weight on her first, and that was it for Debbie.
OK, Cozzy, who are you giving your 10
Sean.
kilos to?
I want this to keep moving quickly because the faster it moves, the less I have to hold this weight for. I had to think very quickly and recruit the few friends that I had. Rachel started to say,
I can't feel my arms, they're cramping.
and I just looked down at her and I said, Rachel, please hang on for one more round. I needed her vote.
Rachel, same.
I am.
Rachel, who's it going to be?
Sean!
All of a sudden, it was a bit of a let's gang up on Sean moment. They knew he was injured, his heel spurs giving him a bit of trouble in the last couple of days, and they just kept piling those weights on poor Sean.
3, 2, 1, 1.
Thanks, kids.
No worries, mate.
Nicola.
I thought, stick with my mates and I'll vote for Sean too, and hopefully that will make him give up.
By this stage, the pain that was shooting up my leg had gone up into my back. My fingers had gone numb and I was trying to reposition the barbell on my shoulders. I was buckling. I was buckling under the strain of 40 kilos.
It was quite an amazing thing to watch. Like, you got Cozzy there, but people just absolutely smashed him in the first few rounds. And then it's as if they've just gone, oh, you know what, this isn't fun anymore. He's not even showing any pain. Let's put it on Sean. And then it just started getting piled on Sean.
I think Sean was targeted because he is also seen as a threat. If Sean was still in the house, he'd be the biggest loser.
Sean, who's it going to be?
Oh, I'd have to give it to the strongest, youngest, fittest player here, I reckon. Cozzy.
Sean's totally on to me. He knows that he and I are the big threats, and Sean wants to get in so badly. So he's putting the weight on me and I'm putting it on him. It's really just down to who can handle the most and who gets the most.
Set. On.
It just killed me that I couldn't do anything to help my mate, because just seeing everyone pick on him just really, really fired me up, and I was just angry.
Michael, change your plans. Sean, let's get rid of him. You're gonna hate me for helping you, mate. Or Carrie Ann. You do Carrie Ann then, and I'll get the girls to do Sean. Okay.
Bryce, it's your turn to stack it on. Who's it going to be?
Carrie Ann. Looked like she was struggling a little bit. So I'm thinking, well, I know she was in the black team, but I want to get the weight off my shoulders, so they went to Carrie Ann.
You know, screw you. That's all I had to say. I don't understand why chuck a weight on me when obviously there's two boys struggling and you can get rid of both of them. Why chuck it on me?
Carrie Ann?
Bryce.
I put some weight on her, so she put it straight back on me. That's fine. I've got 20 kilos on my back. I'm comfortable. I'm fine at the end of round 3, no worries.
By the end of that round, Cozzy was up to 80 kilos across his back. I could see it was getting heavier and heavier, but he seemed to get more and more determined. It was proportional. The more weight that went on, the more determined Cozzy got.
Next,
Hold it.
who will remain standing when old enemies align?
I don't understand why she did that. What happened to loyalty?
At the start of round 4, I'm thinking, well, you know, who now is going to target me and who's going to handle more weight my way?
Michael, back to you. Who's it going to be?
Carrie Ann.
Michael chose Carrie Ann and she struggled.
Just got to get the clip.
No.
Hold it.
Cos, time to give some back. Who's it going to?
Carrie Ann.
Cozzy had already got rid of Nicole, so I think he focused his attention on a sister. Did she really want to let that bar down then and there, or could she handle just one more round?
I can't do it.
You could see in her face she wasn't going to cope well with it. When the weight went on, she just started to crumble.
No.
Just wait.
Good work, Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
I was so determined not to give in, not to let the people next to me see that I was suffering, although pretty obvious that I was.
Michelle, who's it going to be?
I thought this is definitely coming to me.
Sean.
Michelle chose me. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that was a stupid thing to do. I don't understand why she did that.
Sean's determination and courage is unquestionable. The fact that he's had that injury, hasn't used as an excuse, proves to me that he wants this.
Rachel, time to return the favour.
Sean.
This game was ruthless. I could see Sean was struggling, but I could also see that Sean was determined to hang on for as long as he could.
At this point, realising that I had 60 kilos was exactly what I'd previously lost in body weight. Mentally, it helped me to realise that and to be able to keep going.
Nicola, your turn.
Carrie-Anne. I went for Carrie-Anne as well, just in the hope of getting this game moving along as quick as possible.
Carrie-Anne, this takes you up to 50 kilos.
50th kilo on me was probably the worst point in that, because I just knew that I was in so much agony. I was so determined to hold on. I wasn't sure how much longer I could hold on, though.
Sheridan?
Rachel.
I want it off.
You haven't tried it yet?
Haven't tried.
You haven't tried it yet?
I'm actually slipping. I can't feel my fingers.
Oh, that's all we want. Mate.
Have a go.
Guys, it doesn't matter if you don't win. This is about testing your guts and determination.
Bryce, who's it going to be?
I'm going to have to go Rach. She voiced that she wanted to drop, she wanted to go home, she had enough, it was hurting. So I thought, well, there's a person that's going to drop.
Dropping it. Okay, I'll give it a whirl.
Bryce was in the middle of giving Rachel her next lot of weights, and at that point I was just trying to reposition myself. I actually lost my balance completely and out of the game. I was just disappointed that that's it, my chance to get back in the game is now over.
Towards the end of round 4, we had 4 people already out, Monica out injured, Nicole, Carrie-Anne and Debbie had already stepped down. Basically, there was only 2 more to drop out. Okay, now move it along.
For the first time in this challenge, I'm thinking, I could actually win this. Rachel's on my side. She says she's ready to chuck in the towel whenever. If I can get Big Shawnee out of my hair, then, man, for God's sake, I've won.
Sean, who's going to get your 10 kilos?
Cozzy.
Sean hit Cozzy up again, and he was sitting at 90 kilos. Just an amazing effort.
Michelle, Shannon, can you take this off me, please? I actually can't feel anything. I feel sick.
Wait, please, wait.
Okay, I'll wait. Okay, fine. I'm waiting.
I felt like Jesus on the crucifix. I was just pinned up, helpless, and every time 10 kilos would go on, it was just like someone chucking a stone at me. And the only way I could have survived was by pure strength and just to go, I will not die today. I will not let them beat me today.
Michael, who's it going to be?
Round 5. I'm thinking, go, Michael. Put the weight onto Cozzy. He's buckling.
Sorry, Sean.
Sean.
Sorry, mate.
Michael utters my name. I couldn't believe it.
Michael gave 10 kilos to Sean. His old teammate, definitely not a threat to get back in the house through a challenge. 20, 35 aside, 70 kgs in the bar.
I was devastated. I wasn't prepared for this. What happened to the blue team? What happened to loyalty?
Cozzy, who would you
Sean.
like to give your 10 kilos to? Sean?
It's rolling. It's rolling off. It's rolling off.
I reckon he's almost spent. I've got Nicola coming up down the line. She'll give him another 10, and that should almost see this bloke over and done with.
It's rolling off, mate.
Suddenly the pain became overwhelming and I just couldn't go on.
OK, Sean.
Well done, mate.
That's you out of the challenge.
I was disappointed and I was pissed off.
He stood there for a long time and held a lot of weight. When Sean finally dropped, I was really proud of him. The Sean that I saw all those many weeks ago wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right after Sean stepped down,
Michelle, Shannon, take it off, please.
Rachel decided it was time for her to give up the ghost.
Push, 1, 2, 3, push.
I literally could not hold on another second. I was in pain from the 30 kilos and then like 40 and then the 50, and I was just really holding on there.
Rachel, you've just dropped your weight. You're now the 5th person out of this challenge.
Which meant that the 6 stronger players were left in the game.
Everyone else, the challenge is officially over. You can now drop your weights.
I've just won one of the hardest challenges in Biggest Loser history, and I'm feeling pretty bloody good about myself.
That is massive, dude. Not once did you even drop your head. Because he had all the odds stacked against him. He had people throwing weight at him left, right and centre, but he was determined and he was brave and he was gutsy. There was no way those weights were going to weigh him down today.
When something happens like it did today and pans out the way it did, it's an against all odds story. How can you not go, buddy, good on you?
I looked over and Sean had a look of absolute despair. He looked like a broken man. And I felt bad that I hadn't maintained the blue loyalty. Before getting to Sean, I was intercepted by Shannan.
What was with that? Cozzy had manipulated Michael into giving the weight to Sean.
Michael, change your plans, Sean.
Made me realise that Michael isn't quite as savvy as everybody else. You've got to be smart and you've got to have a strategy.
Well, I wanted the thing off, mate, and we needed another person to drop out, and you had the most weight. And I don't think Cozzy was going to break. He's got that mental switch. And look, I don't feel too good about it, but...
Listen, Mike, it's a competition. It's every man for himself. You had to survive and get into the next round. OK? Mike?
I put you out the first time round with that challenge. I'm sorry.
Mike? I was really pissed off and he started crying. I said, Michael, that's it. It's over. No more crying. What you need to do is focus on tomorrow. So you know what you've got to do tomorrow, don't you?
It comes at a cost, yeah?
Yeah,
You've got to shine now when it's hurting. You've got to think of Shawnee there, go, right.
You can do this, mate.
You can do it.
Now I realise that I should have played that challenge a whole heap different, because all of a sudden I've gone from someone with a slim chance to up against two of the biggest guns. My competition's now Bryce and Cozzy. Two blokes that are fitter than me.
At the end of the challenge, we wanted to congratulate the 6 who'd made it through, but also say our goodbyes to the 6 who'd been eliminated.
Nicole, Carrie-Anne, Monica, Rachel, Debbie and Sean, we wish you all the best of luck in your continuing weight loss journey on the outside, and we look forward to seeing you all at the finale. It's time to say your goodbyes and leave immediately. Your cars are waiting.
The only one I'm really sad to see go is Rachel. She went and sacrificed her spot for me, so I'm eternally grateful.
I was never here to be the biggest loser. I was here to change my life, and I've done that already.
I remember being here the first day and how difficult it was, you know, how close to death I really was. At the end of the day, I've got enough time left to lose the weight that I want to lose, and I'm definitely going to do it.
It was never about being the biggest loser. I'm a winner. I got this far, I've dropped 32 kilos, and I'm going to drop a hell of a lot more by finale.
As far as experience goes, this has definitely been probably the best experience of my entire life. I was able to go through this with a family member, and it was just my twin sister.
Coming up, it's time to pick teams.
Without question, I wanted Michelle to choose me.
But who will miss out?
It's like frickin' deja vu.
To the 6 of you still standing before me, you should be extremely proud of what you've achieved today. Shannan and Michelle now have the extremely difficult task of each choosing just 2 contestants to compete in the all-important Super Challenge for the final 2 spots in this competition.
6 people there, 4 of them would be chosen, and exactly who Shannan and Michelle would choose is anyone's guess.
Go, Dylan. Ladies first.
Straight away, I knew that I would want some of my former Red teammates. It would either have to be Cozzy, Nicola or Sheridan. Nicola?
I was pleasantly surprised when Michelle picked me to be on her team. I kind of knew she would, but it was still a little bit of a shock.
All right, I choose Michael. Michael was the only original blue team member there, and it's blue for life, so there was no way I was not going to pick him.
Michelle, it's time to pick your last team member.
Without question, I wanted Michelle as my trainer. She's been my trainer since day one. In fact, I won that first challenge and chose Michelle. So not only was she allocated as my trainer, I chose her. And she has crafted me to who I am now. So why wouldn't I want her to choose me? I hope that she does.
Cos.
The strongest and fittest guy in this house. To be on that team with Cozzy is just the perfect trio in my eyes.
Michelle, Bryce and I were the 3 remaining people waiting to find out who was going to fill the last spot in Shannan and Michelle's selection. This was our last chance, and one which we really didn't want to pass us by.
And for my last team member, I picked Sheridan.
I've just been selected.
Awesome. It didn't surprise me that Bryce or myself weren't chosen by Shannan and Michelle. They didn't want a black team in this competition. They didn't want Bob and Gillian to have a secret team. They didn't want Bob and Gillian a part of this.
Michelle and Bryce, unfortunately, the 2 of you were not selected.
Pissed off. We got binned on the first day, almost standing in that identical spot on the front lawn.
You can do this on the outside, I know you can. I saw what you did out there.
It's like frickin' deja vu. We've been canned again.
However, as always, things are never as they seem on The Biggest Loser. You see, our 2 trainers might be booked up, but there's still one person who's prepared to put you through your paces.
I started thinking, well, who would that be? I mean, they've had Bob, Gillian, the Commando. Surely he's not back.
That person is none other than the Commando.
I was just so excited. He knows what we're capable of, so it's going to be great to try and compete in this challenge and hopefully win our spot back in this game.
I think I was petrified again, but I'm pretty happy to be on his team.
I've only ever heard of him. He's like a folklore. He appears out of the bushes and he's 10 foot tall. He's a scary looking guy.
Michelle and Bryce, you will form the 3rd and final trio with the Commando as your leader. There's just one final piece in the puzzle to determine which 2 amongst you are tough enough to take on the demands of this competition as we now hurtle towards the finish line.
So we end up with exactly the 6 that we as a Final 4 didn't want. 3 strongest girls and your 3 strongest guys still in the competition.
You 2, with me. Let's go. Hurry up, let's go.
Nicola, Cozzy, let's go.
Now, the 6 contestants that got through were definitely the fittest, strongest and most determined competitors. Whatever is in store for us tomorrow in the challenge, oh, it's going to put us through the ringer. I just know it.